Aryan and Meera were best friends. They loved science. Every experiment was an adventure for them.
We are so excited about the upcoming science fair.
Aryan loved building gadgets. He had a toolbox full of wires and circuits.
And I love reading about inventors. I dream of making my own discoveries someday.
Aryan and Meera spent their weekends in Aryan's attic. The attic was their secret laboratory. They would work on their science projects there. This year, Aryan and Meera wanted to create something special. They decided to build a machine. This machine could send secret messages.
Imagine, we could send messages only our machine can pick up.
It would be like having our own secret language.
They started working on their invention. They spent hours soldering wires and writing codes. They faced many challenges, but they never gave up. Finally, the day came when their machine was ready. They decided to test it out.
Testing.
Suddenly, the machine beeped. It wasn't their beep. This beep was different. It was faint and distorted. Aryan and Meera exchanged nervous glances.
What was that?
They listened intently. The machine crackled again. A faint voice filled the air.
Can anyone hear me?
Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The search for the mysterious signal seemed endless. Aryan and Meera tirelessly tried to find the source of the mysterious signal. They searched every nook and cranny of the old mansion, leaving no stone unturned. The mansion was vast, with countless rooms and hidden corners, each holding the promise of a clue.
We need to double-check everything. Maybe we missed something. Let's go over our notes and data again. There has to be something we're overlooking.
They meticulously checked their equipment for any errors, hoping to find a glitch or a mistake that could explain the elusive signal. But despite their thoroughness, they found nothing. The signal remained a mystery, and their frustration grew. One day, while cleaning the dusty attic, Meera stumbled upon an old forgotten map. It was hidden beneath a pile of old books and cobwebs, its edges frayed and yellowed with age.
Aryan, look at this. It's an old map and there's a red circle marked on it. This could be the clue we've been searching for all this time.
What if the signal is coming from this mansion? The red circle might indicate a specific location within the mansion that we haven't explored yet.
Aryan was skeptical but agreed to check it out. He couldn't deny the possibility that the map held the key to their mystery. Despite his doubts, he knew they had to follow every lead. They decided to visit the mansion once more, this time with the map as their guide. The old mansion loomed before them, its eerie presence both daunting and intriguing. With renewed determination, they stepped inside, ready to uncover the secrets it held. The mansion was old and creepy. It stood at the edge of the town, shrouded in mystery and whispers of ghostly tales. The locals avoided it, claiming it was cursed. The once grand structure now lay in ruins, its walls crumbling and its windows shattered. The air around it seemed to hum with an eerie silence, as if the mansion itself was holding its breath, waiting for something or someone. The windows were boarded up, as if to keep the secrets inside from escaping. Each plank of wood nailed across the glass told a story of fear and abandonment. The mansion had been left to decay, its once vibrant life now a distant memory. The boards creaked in the wind, adding to the haunting atmosphere that surrounded the place. The air was thick with dust and silence. Every step taken inside the mansion stirred up clouds of dust, dancing in the beams of light that managed to sneak through the cracks. The silence was almost deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of the old wooden floors. It was as if time had stopped within these walls, preserving the past in a dusty, silent tomb. Aryan and Meera carefully stepped inside. Their hearts raced with a mix of fear and excitement. They had heard the stories, but curiosity had gotten the better of them. The darkness seemed to swallow them whole as they ventured further into the mansion, their footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness. Their hearts pounded with anticipation. Every shadow seemed to move, every sound amplified in the stillness. They clung to each other, their eyes wide with wonder and fear. What secrets did this old mansion hold? What mysteries were waiting to be uncovered?
This place gives me the chills, Aryan. Meera's voice trembled as she spoke, her eyes darting around the room. She could feel the weight of the mansion's history pressing down on her, the air thick with the presence of those who had come before.
In a dusty old room, they found something incredible. Hidden beneath layers of dust and forgotten memories was a room unlike any other. It was filled with strange equipment and old machines, remnants of a time long past. The room seemed to hum with energy, as if it had been waiting for someone to discover its secrets. It was a hidden laboratory, The walls were lined with shelves filled with ancient books and mysterious artifacts. The machines, though old and rusty, seemed to hold a power that was both intriguing and terrifying. Aryan and Meera could hardly believe their eyes. They had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. It looked exactly like their attic. The resemblance was uncanny. It was as if they had stepped into a mirror image of their own home, but from a different time. The realization sent shivers down their spines. What could this mean? How was it possible? There, in the center, was a machine. It stood out among the clutter, its presence commanding attention. The machine was unlike anything they had ever seen before. It seemed to pulse with a life of its own, as if it was waiting for someone to activate it. It was old and rusty, its surface covered in a thick layer of dust. But beneath the grime, they could see the intricate design and craftsmanship. This was no ordinary machine. It held a secret, a message from the past. But it looked exactly like their secret message machine. The similarity was striking. It was as if the machine in their attic had a twin separated by time and space. Aryan and Meera exchanged a look of disbelief. What was this machine doing here? And why did it look so familiar?
This can't be real. Aryan's voice was barely a whisper. He reached out to touch the machine, half expecting it to disappear, but it was solid, real. The implications were staggering. How could this be possible? It's just like our machine. Meera's voice was filled with awe. She could hardly believe what she was seeing. The machine was an exact replica of the one they had at home. But how? And why? The questions swirled in their minds, demanding answers.
As they got closer, the message became clearer. The machine began to glow, faint text appearing on its surface. It was a message, a cry for help from the past. The words were faint, but they could make out the plea. Someone was trapped, and they needed help. It was a cry for help. The realization hit them like a ton of bricks. The machine was a lifeline, a connection to someone who was lost in time. They had to do something. They couldn't just walk away. The inventor of the machine was trapped in the past. His image flickered on the surface of the machine, a ghostly figure reaching out for help. He had created the machine, but something had gone wrong. He was stuck, unable to return to his own time. He was pleading for someone to hear him. His voice was filled with desperation, his eyes wide with fear. He needed someone to rescue him, to bring him back to the present. Aryan and Meera knew they couldn't ignore his plea. They had to find a way to help him.
Aryan, we have to do something. Meera's voice was firm, her eyes filled with determination. They couldn't leave the inventor trapped in the past. They had to find a way to bring him back. We have to help him. Aryan nodded in agreement. They had come this far and they couldn't turn back now. The fate of the inventor was in their hands. They had to find a way to save him, no matter what it took.
Aryan and Meera knew what they had to do. They had been preparing for this moment for weeks, meticulously planning every detail of their project. The science fair was their chance to showcase their hard work and innovative ideas. They were determined to make a lasting impression. They worked tirelessly studying the old machine. It was a relic from the past, but they saw potential in it. They spent countless hours researching, understanding its mechanisms, and figuring out how to bring it back to life. Their dedication was unwavering, and their passion for science drove them forward. They used their knowledge to amplify the signal. It wasn't easy, but they were persistent. They experimented with different techniques, adjusting the machinery and using various scientific equipment to get the desired results. Each small success fueled their determination to keep going. They were determined to help the inventor. The old machine had belonged to a forgotten inventor, and Aryan and Meera felt a sense of responsibility to honor his legacy. They collaborated closely, sharing ideas and supporting each other through the challenges. Their teamwork was exemplary. Finally, it was the day of the science fair. The atmosphere was electric with excitement. Students from all over had gathered to present their projects, each one hoping to impress the judges and win the coveted prize. Aryan and Meera set up their project with a mix of nerves and anticipation.
We've done it, Meera. We've amplified the signal. Their faces lit up with joy and relief. It was a breakthrough moment, and they couldn't contain their excitement. They high-fived each other, knowing that their hard work had paid off.
Aryan and Meera presented their secret message machine. They explained how they had restored the old machine and amplified its signal. The audience listened intently, fascinated by the story behind their project. But they also told the audience about the message from the past. The crowd was amazed. The message was a heartfelt note from the inventor, expressing his hopes and dreams for the future. It was a touching moment that resonated with everyone present. Nobody expected such a story. The revelation left the audience in awe. It wasn't just a scientific achievement, it was a connection to the past, a bridge between generations. Aryan and Meera had not only showcased their technical skills, but also their ability to tell a compelling story.
This is truly remarkable. The judges were visibly impressed. They had seen many projects over the years, but this one stood out. It was innovative, well executed, and deeply meaningful. Your intelligence and bravery are commendable. The judges' words were a testament to Aryan and Meera's hard work and dedication. They had taken a risk by choosing such a challenging project, and it had paid off.
The judges were impressed by Aryan and Meera's intelligence. They had demonstrated a deep understanding of the scientific principles involved and had executed their project flawlessly, but also by their kindness and courage. They had shown that science is not just about knowledge and skills but also about heart and humanity. Aryan and Meera's project was a shining example of what can be achieved when passion and perseverance come together. Aryan and Meera didn't win first place. They won something much bigger. They won the hearts of everyone. Their story became a sensation. More importantly, they learned a valuable lesson.
The past isn't as far away as we think.
Yeah, sometimes it reaches out to us. And when it does, we need to listen.
The past was not so far away. Sometimes it reached out, and when it did, it was important to listen.